Hey, how are you? So in this video, I'm going to talk about what it actually means to scale your insurance agency. That word gets thrown around across the business world, pretty regularly. Scaling a business, what does that actually mean? What does that entail? So I'll tell you kind of what's worked well for me and what my interpretation of scaling an insurance agency is. And I think there's other people that I believe are doing it well. I think we are on the cusp of doing it very, very well. I'm still learning. Obviously, there's a lot of kinks that we're working out, but I'll give you pure feedback on like what I'm doing, what I think may be helpful for you if you're trying to scale or figure out how to scale your agency. And we'll dive straight into it. So also, guys, if you do get any value from this, please like, please subscribe, ring the bell. It keeps the channel going. So I really, really appreciate that. So anyways, as far as actually what it means to scale, just to keep it super simple, and if you don't already know, like scaling a business basically means like you're investing a certain amount of money in, right? Let's just say marketing, you're spending $100 a month. But in return on that $100 in marketing or lead generation, whatever it is, buying leads, you convert into commissions of $200 a month. So you're 100 spent, and then you returned $200. So that's $100 deducted from the 200. Net profit is $100. So you spend 100, you get 200 back. Your net profit is 100. Then to scale, and if it's you have the right system and lead generation systems or whatever it might be as far as your lead gen and scaling marketing tactics that you have in place for your agency. For us, it's email, text campaigns, buying leads or getting the right data, running ads. So whatever it might be for you that works well for you, you need to test, obviously. It means that you take that $100. Once you spend 100 and you made 200, you take the $100 profit and you reinvest back into this proven system, whatever that might be for you. And now you have $200 you're playing with. You're putting in 200. And then so that 200 will convert into 400. And now you take the 200 spent. Now you have 400, you made $200 profit. And then you do it and rinse and repeat and rinse and repeat, because I've talked about what's worked well for me as far as lead generation, and I believe rinse and repeating and continuing to do that. So the more and more times that you continue to take your profits, reinvest into your proven marketing system or lead generation system, that the amount of times it gets to a point where it compounds to such a big number that you're really starting to grow your agency or take your numbers to the top. Ironically, see you at the top. That's basically it. So when it comes down to what it comes down to is making sure, I think the most important part is no matter what it is you're doing, whether it's like Facebook ads or text campaigns or email campaigns or buying leads, you need to take sample tests, and you can't start with small numbers. Like you really have to do bigger numbers to really see what's the how many people are responding, how many deals am I actually closing so a few things that are very, very important that have worked. I'm just going to give you what's worked well for me, and that things that I need to know and have a pulse on, like constantly. Like what are these numbers telling me? Number one, how much purely, like this is a very simple one. Like you should be able to go through your bank statements and get this number or get a bookkeeper or whatever. How much are you actually spending on your marketing or lead generation? Like just this last month, we spent a couple $1,000s. Like it's nothing crazy. Like we're not spending that much, but as the numbers start to get bigger, we put in, let's just say $1,000 into the marketing or lead generation. So we put in 1,000 and we made back 2,000, right? So you need to know first and foremost, how much are you really putting in or spending? Number two, at least this is important for me, I want to know how many actual people are being reached. So I spent, how much money am I spending? How many people I'm reaching? And then number three, most important thing, also very, very obvious, how much did you actually convert and make back? Because that will allow you to determine your ROI, the percentage, or if it's a loss. Insurance is an interesting game because a lot of people are okay with breaking even because you do make money on the back end on the renewals as long as you retain the customer. That's the only thing that's interesting about insurance. I personally like to see some ROI on the first deal. Like I want to spend $1 and make $1.50 back. But some people are okay with spending $1, making $1, and just growing the book and having the book value. That also works. But it really comes down to like this game, and it's very, very simple. And I'm starting to understand this more and more. It literally comes down to like, how much are you spending on marketing? Obviously, you got to be dialed in with your sales. You got to be in the right mindset too. I don't really talk about that much, but like being in the right mindset and being really, really good at closing the deals. But the biggest agencies out there, and even the big companies out there, like State Farm, Farmers, like all these massive companies, they're pumping money into, and they're dominating sectors with their marketing. Like it really just comes down to marketing and how much are you willing to spend, and knowing these numbers, like how much you're actually spending on marketing each month, how many people are being reached, and how much is actually converting into sales. Those three things are, they're just essential. Like you have to have those numbers and have to understand that. If you don't, at least I believe you're kind of in the dark. And I've done this throughout the last couple years. Like I've spent on marketing in the dark without knowing and really knowing that number. I'm taking a lot more, responsibility and kind of attention to that now, because I believe that is the way you can actually run and scale a business. So that's really what it comes down to, in my opinion. Like scaling a business is knowing those three things. If you don't know how much you're spending and you don't know how much is coming back purely from that spend, very, very difficult to, you're kind of blindly scaling a business. So you want to try to make sure you dial that in. Hopefully that makes sense. And I say these things for myself because as I go, I'm kind of learning a lot of this as well. And yeah, I just think it could be helpful for some people out there. If you do get any value, I appreciate if you do give the like. Please subscribe, ring the bell. You don't have to. It would be cool if you did, because it helps me grow the channel, reach more people. And if anyone out there needs help or a guidance on like where to even get your data, or like so also another important thing, like make sure you have a niche that you're focused on. Just kind of blindly going, it's you could still do it, but it's a little bit better when you have it a little more kind of narrowed down just to auto or to home or to life or commercial, whatever it is that you're trying to scale. But that's pretty much that, because you don't want the numbers to get too, in the conversions, it gets a little complicated. So I would try to keep it pretty kind of straightforward. Like let's just say commercial. Like I like to do commercial, so I focus only on that, and it's done well for me. I've been seeing some, actually the numbers like are crazy to me. Like for every dollar I spend, I'm not here to like brag or anything, but this is realistically like what the numbers look like this last month. It was for every dollar I spent, I made $8 back, which is kind of crazy. I think there was a couple, and I'm trying to analyze these things. A couple of them may have been lucky, like they were big accounts, so it turned the numbers really kind of like skewed. I'm going to continue to keep testing over and over and over for the next couple months as I dial in my own systems. And I'll give you guys feedback on kind of how that works, but so far so good, so I'm just giving this feedback because it's worked for me and it's been helpful for me. Hopefully it can, help you. If you do get any, value, please subscribe. Please give a thumbs up. Really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Everybody who's, been watching and supporting, super grateful for you. I don't know if you could see in the frame of this video, but there's a Don Julio 1942 that was gifted to me by a fan here on YouTube. So really appreciate you, man, if you're watching this. Really appreciate it. I won't name drop anything because, for security and safety purposes for everyone out there, just want to make sure you're cool with that. But thank you so much. Appreciate that. And anybody else, I love tequila. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. But that was awesome. Super cool. Like I'm just seeing the love from, everyone out there. And I really, really appreciate it. All I want to do is try to help bring more value to the space. I feel like insurance doesn't have enough of this. So I'm trying to just continue to bring as much as I can. And some once in a while cool stuff like that happens. So super grateful for that. And like everyone watching, love you guys. If you need questions, hit me up on Instagram. That's like the best way to reach me. Chris, the insurance guy, or at Adelfia Insurance. You can find me on either handle. The Chris, the insurance guy, is probably better because that's the one I actually like monitor myself. The Adelfia account is our marketing team is doing that. Also, we're hiring. So anybody out there in LA, Los Angeles area, we're hiring for a customer service position, marketing position. It looks like it's probably going to be filled pretty quickly. But customer service, we're looking to hire someone here. So anybody out there that has potential friends, family, anybody who's interested in a job in Los Angeles and wants to work for an up-and-coming, dominating insurance agency that's going to scale the way to the top, hit me up. Would really appreciate it. Shoot me an email, chris@adelfiainsurance.com, or hit me up on Instagram at Chris the Insurance Guy, and share this video with someone, guys, if you do, think it'll bring value to another insurance agent out there. Also, I know I keep saying this, but for the 4-year anniversary of Adelfia, we're putting out the ebook for free, the 7 steps to building. It's not the ebook. I'm going to put the audiobook actually on YouTube. I'm going to give it away for free. So that's going to be something that I think will be a game changer. Like if you like listening to ebooks or audiobooks, I recorded it. I'm not the best at like recording audiobooks. I was like my first time doing that, but I think it came out really, really good. So I'm excited to share that and get some feedback and see what people think, because I think those 7 steps, like no joke, are key, and scaling's in there too. So you could listen. You don't have to read. I hate reading sometimes too, but I do it all the time either way. Listening is good because it just kind of makes it easier. You could be at the beach, you could be on the treadmill at the gym, you could be just partying with your friends and just get the audiobook going. So that's all I got. I hope you guys got some value from this one, and we'll see you guys at the